Welcome to Ethanol Producer Magazine's top headlines from the past week. I'm your host, Jill Nelson. The American Coalition for Ethanol is the grassroots voice of the U.S. ethanol industry and is actively promoting ethanol's low-carbon, high-octane value so its members benefit from future carbon market opportunities. In the near term, ACE is providing decision makers in the nation's capital with economic stimulus recommendations to help mitigate the impacts coronavirus will have on the ethanol industry. To stay connected with ACE and its work to spur the use of low-carbon fuels, visit www.ethanol.org. The U.S. ethanol industry is struggling with demand destruction resulting from COVID-19, an oil price war, ongoing trade disputes, and small refinery exemptions. Folks, this is not going to be good, and our biggest concern by far is our people, said Randy Doyle, CEO of Alcorn Clean Fuel, during a media call hosted by the Renewable Fuels Association on March 19th. Ethanol prices hit historic lows the week of March 16th, dropping as low as 95 cents per gallon. Spot margins at that price are approximately negative 25 cents per gallon, said Scott Richmond, chief economist at the RFA. RFA CEO Jeff Cooper called the current economic conditions not just a perfect storm for ethanol, but a perfect tsunami. Some plants are slowing production, others are idling or have stopped buying corn. The RFA is urging the Trump administration to take action to help keep plants operating and protect the industry's workforce. More refineries have petitioned the U.S. EPA for relief from renewable fuel standard blending requirements. The EPA released updated small refinery exemption data on March 19th, reporting that 2 additional SRE petitions have been filed for compliance year 2019. A total of 25 SRE petitions for compliance year 2019 have now been filed, up from 23 SRE petitions that had been filed as of February 21st. All 25 petitions are still pending. The Canadian Parliament approved the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement on March 13th. The trade pact, which replaces the North American Free Trade Agreement, has now been ratified by all 3 countries. According to the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative, the 3 countries are now working closely on implementation in advance of the agreement's entry into force. Darren Armstrong, chairman of the U.S. Grains Council, noted that the USMCA maintains 0 tariffs on U.S. feed grains, co-products, and ethanol. Armstrong said the agreement will solidify important and strategic trade relationships with Canada and Mexico, our closest neighbors and best customers. Researchers at the University of Illinois are working to find the best way to remove excess phosphorus from dried distillers' grains with solubles. DDGS contains more phosphorus than cattle, wine, and poultry need. The excess ends up in manure and drains into the watershed, promoting algae production and eventually contributing to the large dead zones in the Gulf of Mexico. University of Illinois researchers are examining the best way to recover that phosphorus as a co-product of DDGS production. That phosphorus could then be used as fertilizer for corn and soybean production. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with more of the ethanol industry's top stories.